want to wish everybody a happy Christmas, and I have to say a big thank you to everybody. Good evening to Jason. I'm going to struggle to read all the comments because I'm driving at the minute, but I'll read as many as I can. Hopefully you can see me all right. Lee, happy Christmas too, mate. What are we all up to? What are we doing? I'm just driving back, still working, or just finished work. So, just driving back. I've been self-employed. Tomorrow as well. Got one job in the morning, and that's it then. I'm out. I'm done. One more job. No more. Andy, happy Christmas too, mate. Merry Christmas too, mate. Struggling to, the comments kind of go back quite quickly. And then you stay up on the phone for a few seconds, which is a bit annoying. What's everyone up to? And where are we all listening from in the world? I've got about another 40 minutes drive back, so I said I'd quickly go live. I've got a really good video coming up for Christmas Day. It's 3 hours 50 minutes long, so if you're bored on Christmas, you can watch me for 4 hours. I know it's supposed to be a holiday and a happy day, and I'm putting me in your living room for 4 hours. How bad is that? Just finished work, 4th of Jan. Got, what's that say? Can I get that back? I can't. Oh, I can get it back. Got plenty of beer to get through. Good stuff. Well, you might need plenty of beer if you're going to watch me on Christmas Day for 4 hours. I apologise in advance. I know 4 hours is a long time. I'm just up, new deck, roof, going for some work. It's bloody hot. It's hot. Whereabouts are you from, mate? Because it ain't bloody hot here. You're not from around here anyway. I thought some of my videos were 4 hours long. Yeah, it's a 4 hours long. What is it? It's a timing chain on a Mercedes. Oh, Andy Mechanic. Sorry, I can't see the avatar properly. Of course. Sorry, it's only a tiny bit on the phone. That's why I can't see it properly. But yeah, I know who you are. Yeah, it's the timing chain on a Mercedes. So the engine has to come out, gearbox has to come out, but it's a full service on it. Heater plugs, water pumps, full service on the automatic gearbox, full timing chain. Just because it's a Mercedes, everything is a procedure. It's not just simple. And I did everything at once, which made it a little bit more awkward. Should have not maybe done the gearbox. I should have maybe got the engine going first and running before I did the gearbox, because I had to kind of look at 10 things at once. But yeah, that was a horrible video. Horrible video to edit. Because to try and cut it, I've cut it down a lot and it's still 4 hours long. So like I said, I apologise in advance. I'm coming up to a toll shortly. Where is it? Bloody toll roads. Hope I got enough change on me. Should do. Do it in a series next time. I've actually done it. I've also done it that way. I've done it I've split up the videos where I've just done just the gearbox and just the engine service, just the timing chain and everything. I've actually done that, but I thought because it's Christmas I'll just release the full video as well, and then maybe the day after I'll release all the separate videos, so if you want to just watch one part of it. But the problem is, if you're going to do that job, you kind of need to do everything anyway, so it's one of them things that you can't just like, to do the timing chain you have to take the gearbox out and the engine out, so you have to kind of see it all, if that makes sense. Simon, happy Christmas, mate. A relief from Christmas movie. You might not be saying that when you're watching me for 4 hours. I don't know who's going to watch me for 4 hours, to be honest, especially on Christmas, but I thought, you know what, it's Christmas, we'll see what happens. And again, it was filmed a long time ago, but I was going to release it ages ago, and then I was like, well, it's coming to Christmas, why not release on Christmas Day? Where is this toll? A few miles away, yeah, I think. So is everyone set for Christmas? Or have you still got more Christmas shopping to do? Would be interesting to see what the average... Oh, come on, give me the thing back. Average duration is. I'd say maybe 30 seconds. I don't know, it's going to be interesting. It'll be better than watching same crap on TV every year at Xmas. You might not say that afterwards. 4 hours is a long time to watch this beautiful mug. Right, are we back? Not sure what happened there. Well, I am sure what happened. I lost fucking internet signal. But I think we're back. Are we back? Can I press the... No more shopping. Just need diesel. Go away. Just need diesel for the... oh, okay. Fair enough. Colin, Merry Christmas to you too, mate. Yeah, hopefully by tomorrow morning I'm all done. One job in the morning. Should be simple enough. I don't want to say it's going to be, because then it'll just turn into a nightmare and it won't be simple. Shouldn't really do jobs like this on Christmas Eve, because the problem is if anything goes wrong, I'm fucked. Because I'm not getting any parts. So, but that's just the joys of working for yourself. It's not easy. It truly isn't. Where is everyone watching from the world? I don't even know what time. What's the time? Ask Santa for the parts. Yeah, I should ask him for the parts all the time, maybe. A lot cheaper than me fucking buying them. Liverpool. Happy Christmas too, mate. Happy Christmas too. I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who's watched my videos as well. Bristol, everyone who's watched my videos and supported me over the last year, I really do appreciate it. So yeah. Oh. I'm struggling to see the things come on the phone because they only stay for a second. I'm Nottingham. Was that Nottingham? Ah, stupid phone. I think the last one was Nottingham, was it? Can I get it back? Why can't I get the chat back now? I can't get the chat back. Why is that? Make the way though with the load of... I can't see that. Keith, how are we doing, mate? Long time. Thanks a lot for the super chat. Happy Christmas. I know this toll's coming up soon. It's kind of annoying driving with that light on too. When I did when I was doing the other driving videos, I had a special light in the corner. It wasn't as bad, but this is a bit more in the eye. Bit more annoying. What is everyone up to? Are you just relaxing? Are we still working? Or are we getting drunk? What I should be doing. Not when I'm driving though. There we go. Have a very happy... Oh, you didn't see that. Have a very happy something. Oh, it's going too fast now. If you're going to write a message, make it not too long because I can't see it. I can't see it. Have a very happy Christmas and safe Christmas, dude. You too, mate. And thanks for doing what you do. This is without doubt the best channel for DIYers, mechanics. Thanks a lot, Tony. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. To stick to work, our roads, the cars waiting. Andy, thanks a lot, mate. Thanks a lot. It's really annoying when you're on your phone because you can't. I normally look at people's avatars more so than the name as such, especially when you're, you know, on YouTube. And I can't really see the avatars, so when I see the names, like Andy, I didn't realise who it was at first, and then I did. It's a bit annoying on the phone. Fucking hell! How fast are you going, mate? I'm doing the speed limit, and you just like going past me at a right rate of knots. Right. Chat, no, get my chat back. There we go. Just been putting some of the kids' Christmas presents together. Oh yes, I've got some here with me too. Keith, thanks a lot. You have to stop. New clutch and gearbox back on the Volvo tomorrow. Weather dependent. Oh, my toes here. Here's my toes. Tell us about your most difficult diagnostic. Well, Keith, funnily enough, that was only a few weeks ago. I had a Transit. I don't want to spoil it. I filmed it, but nobody, and I mean nobody, has ever come across this problem before. I have spoke to people within Ford, people that specialize in Ford themselves, so as regards one of the main dealers that I know, and no one's ever come across this problem. And it was a weird one. I didn't fix it in the end because it was too expensive, but I bodged it. So I fixed it, but not properly, because fixing it properly was going to cost like, I don't know, 4 or 5 grand, maybe more. On a 2009 Transit, it wasn't obviously worth it. But it was annoying because the reason why it was really annoying There we go. I told.
Thank you.
Thank you too. The reason why it was annoying is because I had to fix things first that the customer didn't realize. So we had no power on terminal 30. So when I originally collected my scan tool, and I didn't know this at first, turned the ignition on. This Transit has 2 batteries, and they're not like tied in together like you would think. So one battery does kind of the accessories and the other battery does the starting and stuff, and then they swap over as it starts, right? So when I put my scan tool in to get all the codes and stuff, and I knew what the van was doing, it wouldn't start when it was hot. So it'd go through a heat cycle, you turn the ignition off for 5-10 minutes and it wouldn't start again. So I had to do this, you have to recreate the fault. So I recreated the fault, turned the ignition off, scan tool went off, and I'm like, what the fuck, why hasn't the scan tool gone off? So, and it took like 2 or 3 minutes to connect again, but I couldn't start it. Well, I could start it, but it wouldn't run properly. So I then had to figure out that it was terminal 30 was completely dead, but again, the customer didn't know this. The lights weren't working on the inside, the key fob wasn't working, for the button, the radio wouldn't work, the clocks went all weird and funny, terminal 30 completely dead. So I had to fix that issue first. So I had to tell the customers, I'm sure it's happened to you before and other people, when you say, the problem the car came in with, yeah, I have to fix something before I can fix that fault. But they're like, but there is no other fault for what I'm telling you. I said, no, there is a fault. Haven't you realized that you can't turn the radio on when the ignition on? The hazards didn't even work when the key was out, and obviously that's important. And he said he didn't realize all this was happening, so I had to then charge him for a problem he didn't realize he had before I could fix his car. So it went down all right, but you can understand sometimes how that can cause a problem with the customer, because he's like, well, I want you to fix this problem, and I'm like, I need to fix this problem first, it's going to cost a few £100, so I can't fix your problem. And he's like, well, I don't want to spend a few £100 because I want you to fix this problem. So it gets very, very awkward. Yeah, it is a diesel Transit, Keith. We don't get petrol trannies over here, we only get diesel trannies. Come on, I can't see the fucking writing. I can't. Someone make a comment because I can't see him now. Here we go. Yeah, it's a diesel tranny because we don't get petrol ones over here. Years and years ago they had petrol ones, but not anymore. I won't spoil the video, but basically we have, now most people might not know this, I'm sure Andy will, and I'm pretty much, well, I know Keith will. Cars now, well, not even now, but even years ago, they have simulated sensors. So this was a simulated sensor problem. It's not even a real sensor, it's a simulated sensor. So when you can physically test the sensor, that's good. When you've got a simulated sensor, that's a nightmare, because you can't fucking test it because it doesn't exist. So that causes issues, and that was the issue I had with this, a simulated sensor. But as far as I can see, nobody that I've spoken to come up with this problem. Now, I've spoke to a lot of mechanics, they never come across the problem. I've spoke to a couple of Ford specialists, they've never come across the problem. Ford dealers and a few more Ford specialists, and nobody had come across this problem before. Paul, happy Christmas, mate. Bill, happy Christmas as well. So yeah, that was annoying. It was interesting, and I kind of found the problem, but you will see the other issue we had with it is there was a couple of people there before me, which makes it even worse, because it's not a virgin fault. A virgin fault that no one's ever heard of before is hard enough, but a fault that no one's ever heard of and other people have been in there doing God knows what, makes it 10 times worse. So it was awkward, but we got there, we got it fixed. He's happy, saved him thousands, but couldn't technically fix it properly, just because too expensive. The parts that were needed, the labour and everything, it would have written it off. So happy Christmas to you too, mate. So yeah, I must actually, do you deal with a lot of diesel transits, Keith, at all? Do you ever see them? I don't know if he's still here. And also, has anyone ever come across simulated sensors before? Be interested. I know obviously people that kind of do it for a living will, but you know, there'll be a lot of people there that didn't even realize cars have simulated sensors. And we're not talking new cars, this was a 2009, so simulated sensors have been around a good while. It's not just a new thing. People, again, if you say something like that they've never heard of, they might naturally assume it's a new thing that's been only for a few years. No, simulated sensors have been around for a long time. So yeah, great story. Drive safe. I'm off doing some more roofing. See you later, mate. Never heard of simulated sensors before. Weird. Yeah, most people, like I said, a lot of people won't. It's more common obviously the newer stuff, but it is common in the older stuff too. It's where a car, rather than having, like I said, I won't spoil this too much, but let's say for a start, this car had one sensor, but there was two readings. So rather than having two different sensors and more wiring, more, you know, other stuff, from one sensor it can simulate another sensor. And they simulate sensors, they do work. You know, if it knows, if for example a temperature sensor, if a temperature sensor is at a certain temperature, it can know, you know, because they'll do millions of tests to know that they can do another temperature reading off that one sensor that has nothing to do with where that sensor is, if that makes sense. So it's handy for the car because you can have multiple sensors that you don't need, in the sense of you don't need to wire in and stuff like that. How you doing, mate? Happy Christmas to you too. So yeah, have you still come to terms that the old P51 is slower, heavier, and not as good looking as the Mustang? Can't deny that. You cannot deny, especially the looks. You cannot deny the Mustang is a far better looking bird. So yeah, it should be a good video. Why is a 2015 Berlingo wearing rear, what's this? Come on. Give me the rear passenger tyre on the outside, slight pull to the left when driving. It could be a few things. If it's pulling to the left, it could be a stick caliper. But if it's wearing a tyre quite badly and it's pulling, the axle could be bent somewhere. Something's like you know, one of your shocks or something's obviously slightly bent. That's the side of the road. The Mustang, sorry, there must be something bent somewhere slightly. Could even be a warped wheel. But a few things to check, because I think it's a live axle on the back of them. Well, it's not an axle, it's just basically a RSJ welded across. So the bearing with inside the tube could be gone as well. You said something about the Mustang, I can't say. Mustang is like a pit bull. The spit is pretty funny. I have to come over and shoot all the guns you've got, waste all your ammo. Really looking forward to that. We'll have to do it next year. I'll have to get over to America because I want to see a few people and I want to shoot loads of different guns. Yeah, I know. Well, I don't think they're really going to ban everything. Don't you think? Do you think? I don't think they're gonna. I don't know. I'm obviously not over there, so I don't know everything that's going on. But I don't know. Is it getting bad in the sense that are they talking about banning everything? Look at Canada. I can't look at Canada because I can't see it. I'm a bit far away. I can just see the car in front of me. I know what you mean. I don't. Why? What's going on in Canada? The Blingo rear axles are known for snap. Yeah, I think it's twisted somewhere, or maybe what you call it? Something's bent. Hit a pothole or something like that. The Peugeots, they're the same. The bearings go in them axles, and you have to replace them. Why when people overtake you, why do they go so slow? Like just if you're gonna overtake me, overtake me. You're on a motorway, you got plenty of fucking room. All firearms are being banned, even hunting firearms. Well, personally, this is just me. I'm a hypocrite because I can't kill an animal, but I'll eat a burger or, you know, sausages and bacon, but I can't kill anything. I could kill a human a million times quicker than I can kill an animal because humans are arseholes, animals aren't. So I don't believe in hunting myself. This is where I'm a hypocrite. I'll eat animals, but I can't hunt them. But I love guns. So I just recently found out that you can actually get a handgun in Ireland. You can legally buy a handgun in Ireland. Obviously nowhere near to the extent you can in America. You have to go through a lot of hoops to get it, but I think I'm going to look into it. I know what you've got to do, and it's fairly easy as such to do, in that sense. You know, as long as you're not a criminal or anything like that. You know, you have to have a good record and stuff like that, and then you just have to join a few groups and do whatever they want you to do, and then you can actually legally have a handgun. Obviously shotguns and rifles, you can get them in Ireland like the UK, no problem, but I didn't think you could get a handgun. But you can legally get them. I don't think there's much choice. You're not going to be able to go down and get a Desert Eagle, which is what I want. I want a 50 cal Desert Eagle, but I don't think they're available over here. But you know, a Glock at 9mm, something like that, would be fairly easy to get actually in Ireland, believe it or not. What van are you currently driving? I'm driving my van, my Vivario. That's what I'm driving. That's why it's got all the stuff in the back you can't really quite see, but so yeah, looking at a handgun. No, not this turning. What turning? Next turning. Is it the next turning? Next turning, yeah. Come on, give me the things back. You've got no Irish accents. Of course I haven't. Definitely not. But I live in Ireland. I'm sure you can go to Shark Hill and buy a handgun. Shark Hill. Where's Shark Hill? What? I'm obviously missing some joke here. I need to take the next turning. 1.5 kilometers. Same here, mate. I don't like hunting at all. I just love. Yeah, that's like I said. Look, I'm a big hypocrite. I'll eat meat, no problem, but I couldn't kill anything. I'd quite happily kill a human because, like I said, humans are arseholes. I've told everybody that knows me, if we ever get into a situation where we all get kidnapped and the kidnapper puts a gun in my hand and says, right, shoot that dog or shoot your mate, my mate's getting shot 100%. Like, there's no two ways about it. He's dead, and I wouldn't even flinch. I'll blow his head off because I couldn't kill an animal, but I'd eat one. So I'm a hypocrite. But again, I love guns as well. So yeah, I'm a hypocrite as it comes to that. This is the turning I need. Oh, car behind me is turning. Which one do I need to get to? I'm in the wrong lane. I need to go over here. I'm in the right lane now. I just missed the comment. I'll have to read it in a second. I'm just going around a big roundabout. You don't really have roundabouts in America, do you? Or is that just a myth? Do you have roundabouts in America? Is that a thing? Is that a thing? Power! Not really. Where am I going? Where am I going? Where am I going? Where am I going? Keep going around. Turn my wipers off. It's not raining anymore. Is this the one or is it the next one? It is the next one. Okay, it's this one. Oh, I tell you, this is a brilliant roundabout to drift around. Give me an 800 horsepower rear-wheel drive car and I'll get arrested on this roundabout. I would be locked up forever. I showed the other day for the first time. Oh, come on. I showed the first time. Well, not I showed. My daughter experienced her first drift the other day, which was hilarious. So I was drifting with her, which was quite funny, really. Now I just need to merge and then I'll look at these comments. Why, like, I'm merging now and this muppet in front of me could see what I'm doing and he's just slammed on the anchors. Like, what the actual fuck, you absolute fucking idiot. Why you're allowed to do like 75 mile an hour or whatever it is, 120 kilometers, and you can see I'm merging and then you just fucking stop. Like, fucking idiot. We are starting to get them over in California. What? I don't know what you're starting to get over in California, mate. What have I missed? I believe you can own a 022 pistol in the UK if you claim you live rurally and have to deal with animals. No. Well, I know here, obviously I don't know the UK because I checked it out by a cop, and the cop will know, because when you get even a shotgun license here, you have to keep getting a license every year. So you have to renew your license every single year. Is that the same in America? Do you have to keep renewing your license, or once you've got it, is that it? Because over here you have to keep renewing your license. So if you've done something bad within that year, they'll, you know, they can not renew your license basically. But in here, no, you can get a 9mm or a Glock. I don't know what else you can get. Like I said, you're not going to be able to get a Desert Eagle, which is what I really want. Maybe you can. Look, I don't know. Maybe you have to specially order one. Maybe if you jump through the right hoops, you can specially order. I honestly don't know. But I know you can legally own a handgun in Ireland, a 9mm handgun. I know that 100% fact. So, but there's very specific reasons for carrying. So you can't obviously carry. Hold on. Happy Christmas, mate. To the hand brake, 360 on ice week, empty car lock. My little one just rolled her eyes at me. Oh yes, what is it with guys doing handbrake turns to impress the ladies? We all know it works. It does work. They just don't admit it. Yeah, so I know you can, like I said, I know you can get a handgun in Ireland. And I know there's certain, you can't just carry it like you can in America, obviously. You can't just walk around with it. Even when you have a shotgun, you have to have the ammo, and the gun can't be loaded, and stuff like that. You know, you can't do stuff like that. So, but the weird thing is, well, not the weird thing, but if you just come back from a range, now I don't know this exactly, it's something like I'm about to say. I'll have to get the exact proper law, but it's basically what I'm going to say. So let's imagine you have your handgun, 9mm, whatever it happens to be, and you're coming back from a range or going to a range. That's the only time you're allowed to carry it in the car, obviously. You have to have the ammo and the gun separately. You can't have it loaded in the car. Again, that's obvious. But from what I've been told, now this is, I don't know this 100%. I haven't been told this from a cop, so I don't know, but I'm going to find out. But let's say you go into Tesco's, right? And you're coming back or you're coming back from a range or going to a range, and you've got a handgun. You can't leave it in your car, because if someone breaks into your car, they've got a handgun, which is obviously bad, you know. So you have to take the handgun with you into the shop, not loaded, but you can't leave the gun. I don't think you can leave the bullets in the car either. Now maybe you have to have a special car safe. Look, I don't know. This is what I've been told. So apparently you have to bring the gun in with you, which is then you're carrying it. It's not loaded, but you're carrying it. You're not showing it, you're carrying it. Completely different. But maybe you need a special, to have a handgun, for example, you might need a special safe in your car, and you have to designate the car that you're going to be in, and that gun has to be locked in a special safe. I don't know. I just know you're allowed one. Oh, you can get a discount on, oh, can you get them on discount? The biggest government loves unarmed. Do you have to keep getting a license every year in America, or do you just kind of, once you've got it, you've got it? Because like I said, I don't know if you heard the bit I was talking about, but over here you have to renew it every year. You have to get it signed off by the police every single year. Gary, how's things, mate? I love a gun, but the requirements are mental here in Ireland. They're not actually that mental. On a shotgun and a rifle, I know that for a fact because my dad's got them. And for a shotgun and a rifle, all you had to do was make sure you're not a criminal, and you get your license. And a shotgun and a rifle is very easy to get over here, especially a shotgun, because everyone's got a shotgun in Ireland. Handgun is different, but I don't think they're that difficult. And like I said, I checked it out by a cop. I just asked him, I said, what's the story? I said, it's a shame you can't get a handgun in Ireland. And he's like, what are you on about? You can get a handgun. I was like, what? You can actually get a handgun in Ireland? He's like, yeah. Now, obviously, you have to be, you have to be in some clubs and stuff. You can't just go out and buy one. You have to go through a few different loops. You have to be involved in a gun club and stuff like that. But I don't mind doing that if I can get a handgun. You know, and obviously there's going to be some sort of regulations for a handgun because it's a lot more dangerous than a shotgun because it's smaller. So technically, you know, you can carry and do more damage than what you can a shotgun. And obviously, and also a handgun has more bullets than a shotgun. But I don't think it's as bad as what you might think. Get a handgun. Because I even I did a video, I don't know if I've ever released it, but I filmed it years ago where I was shooting one of my old laptops because it annoyed me with my dad's guns, because it was just kept crashing, so I shot the shit out of it. We shot it with a 2.2 rifle, we shot it with a shotgun. It was great, and it was working until I shot it first, and that was great time. Get a 44 Magnum like Dirty Harry. That's the problem. Maybe you should call you Dirty Leo. I don't think you can get them sort of handguns. California doesn't give consent to carry permits in the big city areas, rural areas. Oh, okay. But do you have to get a new license every year? Do you have to get your license like updated every year? Would you shoot a rat? No, I wouldn't shoot a rat. I wouldn't. And to tell you, this is a true story. If my dad was here, he'd also tell you it's a true story. They caught a rat outside. They had it in a rat trap. Big, open, you know, the rat was in the rat trap. It wasn't dead. It was a thingy rat trap. And he was going to kill it. I got home before he did, and I saw the rat. I put it in the front of my car, in the cage, obviously. And I drove down the road and I let the rat out because I knew he was going to kill it. So I wouldn't even kill a rat. No, definitely not. I just can't. I just can't. Not purposely. Like if I'm driving and I run over one because it shot in front of me, there's not a lot I can do. But I actually took that rat. It was in the front seat of my car. And I took it down the road and I released it, and it was a big rat too. So yeah, I just can't. Even when I go fishing, like again, love fishing. Haven't been fishing in a long time, and especially in Ireland, there's a lot of salmon fishing, a lot of trout fishing. You know, and we go to this place where we haven't gone for years. We went to this special place where hardly anyone knows. And there's some of the best rainbow trout you'll ever see in your life. I put every single one of them back. I've caught some really nice trout, salmon, pollock, you name it, I've put them all back. And when I go fishing with my dad, I make him put them back, and he doesn't like it. He doesn't like it at all. I can't even kill a fish. But I'll catch a fish because I like it, but I can't kill it. I'll put it back. And obviously when you're coarse fishing, you put your coarse fishing back, your breams, your roaches and stuff like that, you put back anyway. But when you're game fishing, salmon, trout and stuff like that, sea fishing, honestly, I'll put them all back because I just can't do it. I just can't do it. And some people might say, well, it's cruel fishing, you know, the animals, and I can kind of get that. I understand what you're saying, but I still put them back. I just can't do it. But then again, this is where I'm saying I'm hypocrite. I will eat fish. I will eat meat. I just can't kill it, but I'll eat it. I love trout as well, a little butter and lamb. Yeah, trout is beautiful. Like, don't get me wrong, I love trout, I love salmon. It's beautiful. I'll eat it, but I can't kill it. I know, I'm weird. But then yet, I also know, like I said, I know for a fact I could kill a human before I could kill an animal. And some people might say that's fucking stupid too, but I just don't think it is, because humans are assholes. I've said it loads of times, and I'll always say it. Come on, give me my chat back. Give me my chat back. Thank God. There we go. I have that fish in batter. Anyway, so I just want to wish everyone a happy Christmas and a great new year, and everything goes well for you. And on Christmas Day, I'm going to be dropping a 4-hour video. 3 hours 50 minutes. Fish don't make nukes. Well, there you go. They don't. Humans are arseholes. End of story. Animals are not. It's like, you know, when they say certain types of dogs, pit bulls and, you know, bulldogs and stuff like that. I've had them dogs, staffies and stuff like that. They're the most caring dogs you'll ever get. There's no such thing as bad dogs. There's bad owners. End of fucking story. I don't care what anyone says. I put out a picture when my daughter was like, I think she was maybe 1.5. She was under 2 years old, and she sat in the middle of an American pit bull and an English staffy. And I took the picture just because I knew it'd piss people off when I took that picture and I put it online, and it did piss people off, and I did it on purpose, and it was fucking brilliant. Oh, I can't believe you did that, them dogs will kill that, blah, blah, blah. Bollocks. Absolute bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Just bullshit. And I got a lot of grief for that picture, but again, that's why I did it. And I remember this to this day. This was our daughter when she was about 4, maybe 4, 3, 4. We had this big, huge TV remote. It was massive. It was for, like, you know, old people that can't see. So the buttons were like the size of a remote. So it was huge. And I bought it because it was a huge remote. It just looked cool. So my daughter picked the remote up, right? Picked it up in her hand. I was watching this, and you got to remember, right next to her is an American pit bull. And if you know what American pit bull is, you'll know it's a very big, powerful dog that, let's face it, if that dog wanted to rip you a new one, there is sweet fuck all you could do about it. Like, it would go through you without even blinking. Like, it wouldn't even flinch to make ribbons of you. So she picked up the remote and she smashed it on the dog's head, and I mean cracked it on the dog's head. The dog, I've never seen a dog wince before. You know when you stub your toe and you kind of, your eye flickers and your mouth goes up because you just stubbed your toe and it fucking hurts. That's what the dog was doing. The dog winced because you could see the dog, it fucking hurt. The noise echoed through the house. I actually thought she smashed the remote. It was that loud of a noise. I thought she smashed the remote. The dog had every single right, and this is my child. The dog had every single right to go for my child, because the dog did nothing wrong. Absolutely nothing wrong. Just sitting there, minding his own business. Next minute, he gets a crack of a remote round his head for no reason whatsoever. What did the dog do? The dog didn't bark. The dog didn't growl. The dog didn't do anything. The dog sat up, got as far away from the child as possible, walked away, and walked into another room. That's an American pit bull that's just got smashed round the head for no reason whatsoever. That's what the dog did. There's no such thing as bad dogs, bad fucking owners. End of story. End of story. And that just proves it. That American pit bull would have gone through everyone in the house. Not a bother. Would have just ripped everyone to shreds. Not a bother whatsoever. But that dog didn't even growl. didn't even growl, and that just goes to show you. And then a few years later, there was a little rat of a little dog, little terrier, like proper rat of a dog, attacked our, well, not attacked, but bit our daughter. Now granted, our daughter was, you know, annoying the dog, because the little baby annoys the dog. The dog was like, went to bite her, and the little rat of a dog bit her. My two staffies and pit bulls, who were getting poked in the eye, remote smashed around the face, getting their tails pulled, you name it, getting battered from this little child, not once did they growl, did they bite, did they do anything. Not once. So that just goes to show, you know, that these killer dogs, they're not fucking killer dogs. Normally when these dogs do kill somebody, it's normally, unfortunately, because they've been trained to fight, they've been locked in a cage and they've escaped, and the first thing they see, that dog isn't right in the head. You can't blame the dog for that. You do that to a human, look what happens to a human. So you can't blame the dog for that. Once the dogs are well looked after, and you know, and the other thing is, you come into our house or you try and go near, you know, the kids, you will not get near them. Them dogs will die before you get near them. Do you know what I mean? Even though the abuse that they've gone through with her, yeah, and it pisses me off when people say you shouldn't have these dogs and these dogs should be banned and all this sort of stuff, and it's absolute bullshit. And that's why I did the picture. I did the picture on purpose to trigger people, because I like triggering people. It's fucking funny. That's why I answer all the trolls back on the comments, just because I enjoy it, I like it, it's funny. That's just me. So that's why I took the picture again, to trigger people, and it works. So, you know, I'd do it again. It wouldn't bother me. I would feel a lot safer with my two dogs than that little rat of a dog, because my two dogs never once even growled at her, where this little rat bit her. So what's that tell you? What does that tell you? Anyway, but what I want to say is just a big thank you to everybody who supported me over the year. Used to be known as the nanny dog. Exactly. The staffy is nicknamed the nanny. That's 100%. The staffy is nicknamed the nanny because what they used to do to kids, you know, how they used to protect them. And that is just true. And this thing, especially with all the pit bull breeds, this thing of lockjaw, that once they bite, they can't let go. It is utter bullshit. Utter bullshit. There is no such thing as lockjaw on any bulldog breed. They don't have lockjaw. What they do have is very powerful jaws. So when they bite, you will have a job getting them off. If they don't want to let go, they're not going to let go. That doesn't mean the fucking jaw locks. When people say, oh, well, if they attack you and the jaw locks, even if they want to let go, they can't. Bullshit. That dog, if he wants to let go, he can. I have both of my dogs. We're back, I think. Mike, how you doing? Thanks a lot for the super chat, mate. I need to message you, Mike, and I'll do it after Christmas, but I want to send you a few things, so I'll message you after all the Christmas hoo-ha is over with. But yeah, you know, that's why I said, look, there's no such thing as bad dogs, bad owners, end of story. And I just hate it when, you know, especially with the world we live in at the minute, all the snowflakes that are around saying all this shit, because it is just shit. You know, I've had the most killer dogs you can get, and it's bullshit. The dog I really want to get, but I just don't think I'm going to be able to find one, especially in Ireland. And unfortunately, I think there is a completely banned breed, which is a shame. is Bill Sykes's dog. And anyone knows Oliver knows what Bill Sykes's dog is. An English pit bull. So I had an English staff, an American pit bull, but the English pit bull is a lot smaller than the American pit bull. The American pit bull looks like a bigger version of the staffy, a lot bigger, just a brute of a dog. Where the staffy is just like a lump, just a lot smaller, but just a pure lump. And then the English pit bull obviously has a different nose, looks aggressive. I must admit, the English pit bull does look aggressive. If you was to look at a dog, it looks aggressive. Where the staffy, to some people's eyes, might look aggressive, but the English pit bull does look aggressive. I'd love an English pit bull, but I don't think I'll find one, especially in Ireland. Maybe I will. If anyone knows where I can get an English pit bull from in Ireland, let me know. And the other thing is, with my dogs, I actually rescued my dogs. Both of my dogs were rescued. I don't like it when people try and breed dogs for money and stuff like that. That pisses me off too, because they don't give a shit about the dogs. They inbreed them, it's just for money. That just pisses me off. That's the people that need fucking shooting and locking up. Arseholes like that. Both my dogs were rescued. So that's another thing I want to actually get through. Another thing is, when they say, you know, that, oh, you know, dogs are treated bad and they'll kill you and all this sort of shit. The American pit bull, who got smashed around the head with a remote control, like I was telling you, that dog got rescued from Cork. There was a real scumbag druggie, fucking just reprobate fucking junkie that had that dog first. It was in a council house. He got kicked out of his council house. He wasn't supposed to have a dog in the council house. He left the dog underneath the stairs, and it took a week before the council came in to clean the house. That dog was underneath the stairs for a week with no food, no water, literally like hours to live, literally. That dog has had such a hard upbringing in his first few years from that fucking scumbag of a junkie. So that dog would be like a troubled dog. You know when people say, oh, he's a troubled human, so, you know, he's just gone and killed 10 people, but he had a troubled past, so we'll kind of forgive him. Bullshit. My dog had a troubled past, and still, even with all that past, still didn't do anything when my daughter smashed a remote around his head. And honestly, if you was to see it and to hear it, I thought the remote was smashed, or I thought the dog's head just caved in. Like the noise was horrible. Like it was I can't, even I was wincing just from the noise alone. It was horrible. So that it just goes to show, look, it's owners, it's humans. Humans are arseholes. End of fucking story. End of fucking story. What a turnaround with the dog, Leon. Yeah, honestly, I you know, when I heard the stories, it's horrible. It really was horrible. And how that dog survived, I don't know. I truly don't know. But it did, and you would never know now, obviously. But yeah, and see, the only reason I'm actually able, well, the only reason I was actually able to rescue both of them dogs is it's very difficult. It's very, the ISPCA in Ireland gets a lot of them dogs quite easily, because a lot of fucking scumbags have them and they abuse them, you know, train them to fight and stuff like that. But it's very difficult to rehome them, because when they're rehoming them, they want to make sure that them dogs are not going back into where someone's going to train them to fight or to breed them and to try and make money off them. So the only reason I was able to get them, it's very, very difficult to get them from the shelters, them type of dogs. is because I happen to know the people that used to run one of the ISPCAs, and they know me very well. And you know, I've worked with them in the past and helped them out, and they're lovely people. And unfortunately, recently, she actually died. One of the people that used to run it. Annie was her name. One of the nicest people you'll ever meet in your life. English couple. Anyway, so she died recently, but it was only because of them I was able to get them dogs, because it is very difficult to get them dogs off a pound because of what people do to it. So and it just goes to show that, you know, even with both my dogs who had hard lives at the beginning, it still doesn't mean anything. As long as it's like, look, it's like a human. You treat them well, they're going to be all right. Yeah, a few arseholes, don't get me wrong, but you know, it's just kind of, it is what it is. Anyway, but yeah, so that's it. I know I've missed so many status symbols these people have. Yeah, and I mean, you know, I don't know why I like them too. I don't know why I like them as well. It's I don't know. I'm maybe this typical stereotype English person, tattoos, bald head, have them type of dogs. I know. I just like them because I don't know. I just do. I just like them. I don't like really big dogs. Even though my American pit bull, he's a big dog, but and I don't like really small dogs. The Staffy is perfect size, not too big, not too small, and they're a lovely dog. But I do kind of want an English pit bull. I really do, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get them. I don't think. I think they are banned, unfortunately. I don't know. Anyway, look, it is. I just want to thank everyone so much for watching all the videos and supporting me over the last year. Like I said, there's a 4-hour video coming up on Christmas Day for everyone to enjoy. And yeah, just a big thank you to everyone out there. Hope you have a great Christmas. Hope you have all that, you know, get everything you want. And as always, but I just want to really thank everyone for watching, everyone for supporting me, whether that's through Patreon or super chats or whatever it is, you know, really appreciate it. Thank you so much, and I will see you next year. Sweet.